What's up, everybody? I figured I'd give you a quick update on this Friday afternoon. Me and Harper's been out here in the garage cleaning up a little because this place has just become a complete mess with working on the Tahoe, bringing the Jeep home, working on the Jeep some, just kind of throwing everything anywhere, everywhere. Because I'm not actually working out of the garage like I do with the race car. So I've just been kind of chunking stuff. But we took the time, straightened up a little this afternoon, and I figured I'd touch base with y'all we got some new subscribers on the channel, and then we probably got some that don't watch every video. The car still is at Jason's getting headers built. So when I dropped it off with him, he told me it would take 2 weeks originally when I spoke with him. So I was kind of slightly under the impression that when I dropped it off with him, I'd get the car back in 2 weeks. That is not actually what happened, which it makes perfect sense. I guess I wasn't thinking. I thought that maybe he would have the header kits all in stock and he'd have this whole shelf full of stuff. But if you think about it, that's a lot of money to stock and all this stainless, different size collectors, headers, flanges for different motors and all that kind of stuff. So I get it. And also when I got there, we had to confirm that he could even do the job. So he said that, he could do anything. And then when we got there to drop it off, he had to put it up on the lift, look at it, make sure A, that he could do it, which he's amazing. Jason can do anything. And then B, he had to decide what space we had to work within and what size of, primaries and collectors that we could run. So we did go with, let's see here, I think it's 2 1/8 primaries and 4-inch collectors, I think is what we ended up going with. So they are going to be pretty cool. I'm not going to spoil it. That way on the pickup video, y'all can see everything. But I just want to let everybody know that we're still working on that car. Even though I don't have that car, we're still been gathering parts and stuff, and we're getting ourselves ready, hence this table back here, for as soon as we get it back so we can rock and roll and get this thing to the racetrack and get this thing to TKM on the dyno. So what happened was I also needed header bolts, which I knew I didn't have them. I figured Jason might have some, or I could just order them. So I immediately got on that the next morning after I dropped the car off, ordered the header bolts, got him the header bolts, sent them straight to him. And then he took a deposit. I paid $1,500 up front, and he ordered the header kit once we spoke with Kevin. You want in on the video? So once we spoke with Kevin at TKM about what Kevin wanted, like what size he wanted and everything for the collectors and primaries and everything. And of course Kevin said put it as big as we can fit in that bad boy. So that's what we did. Then Jason ordered the kit. So the kit come in this past Wednesday. It is Friday today. The kit come in on Wednesday, and already knew that Jason had some previous stuff scheduled. He does some stuff with Hellcats and Dodges. That's where he is trying to kind of go in the future, I believe. You'll have to talk to him directly about that if you know him, but he already had locked in. So he actually, I think, flew out on Wednesday, I believe. And I know today I've seen on his social media that he is doing some stuff with the Hellcats at the racetrack. So the kit come in on Wednesday, but the car's not being worked on right now. It is scheduled, Jason said, to start back on it. Girl, you can't be that close. To start back on it on Monday. He's going to start on the actual car. So I'm going to guess that headers will take 1 week to build. I'm guessing that he said 2 weeks because maybe he was planning on ordering stuff and then building it for a week. That did not come straight out of his mouth. That's me assuming for the 2 week window, even though this past Wednesday we are already into 2 weeks. So I'm assuming that this will end up being a 3 week to a 4 week journey total. So it's been kind of weird not having the car here and having an empty garage because we were without the car for like 2 weeks whenever we sent it to wiring, and now it's been at Jason's for at least 2.5 weeks now. So, and the headers have not been started yet, but they're there. So making progress, things are going smooth. Let me show you what we got on the table real fast so you know what to expect when this thing comes back. I got some pretty cool stuff, got some pretty cool good news I want to show you real fast. So Chris needed a sensor for the air shifter. So we went ahead and got that in. When we get this back, it goes back to Chris Moore so he can wire this sensor in for the air shifter. And then we needed a different Driveshaft speed sensor. The one I had was actually too short because this wasn't in stock for Motion Raceworks whenever I ordered originally. So I went with a different one and it ended up being too short. So Driveshaft sensor's in. Whatever this is, the air solenoid shifter MAC valve is here. That is something to do with the transmission dipstick. We may be going back to that style not the short one. The short one is still hitting. Me and Mike will have to change that up real fast. And then Turbo John actually requested a timing pointer for the front of the Coyote. So we went ahead and got in a timing pointer that is made for the Coyote. There's the part number from Motion Raceworks. This goes on the front of your motor. So we will be getting that installed as soon as we get the car back so we can set timing. We still need to chunk the GPS in on the Holly. This is going to go with the valve, obviously, for the air shifter stuff. This is transmission dipstick stuff, obviously. This bad boy right here, whenever I dropped the car off with Jason, we were discussing putting a wishbone in the car. I had already planned to do it. I spoke about it in some of my other videos, but I have not had a chance to do it. Jason gave me a wishbone. So this measurement up here is actually the same spread as my 4-link. All we have to do is weld some tabs up here to the front of the drive shaft safety loop. I've got a real sturdy built into the chassis one. And Jason said we'll be good to go. So me and Mike are going to get ready to diagonal link whenever we get the car back and go with the wishbone. That goes in. This is just basic USB cables. This is like Devin does in Randy's car. It's pretty basic stuff. I'm going to show y'all when it gets back. But we're just going to move all of the USB connections to the actual dash real fast to tie your computer in. We have to do the anti-roll bar. These links have to be extended. I have the tubing for that. We just haven't done it. I need to actually throw it up here on the table. I'm just trying to get everything together. And then we had ordered these CNC machine cut for all of the new crossbar because we are moving the shocks. We're standing them up a little. I will explain that later. And then the anti-roll bar, we need new mounts. So we had these cut and shipped to us. And then these were some that I think I had pulled the trigger on originally for the anti-roll bar, and then I might not need now. But we will need something for up here. So we will probably use these to mount the front of that. So we're working, we're getting things together, we're getting parts together, and we're gonna be ready to rock and roll as soon as we get this thing. It's not me holding up. It's definitely, we're waiting on everybody else, and it's not a money issue or anything like that, because I'm ready to turn this thing up. As soon as I get it back in my possession, we're just on everybody else's time schedule. So back to Chris. Either to Turbo John or Chris for first startup, and then a little bit of drive time around town to make sure we have no leaks in the lines or anything and no issues. And then we're going to get on the TKM hub dyno and make some power, and then it will be racetrack time. And between all that, me and Mike have to finish bolting in. Are you playing peekaboo? We have to finish bolting in the torque converter, and we have to finish all these other odds and ends and nut bolt the car. So as soon as we get this car back, we should have lots of content. Y'all make sure you smash that notification button. Bear with me until then. I have plenty to go on. I have plenty to get done. Until then, the Jeep was just a little project that kind of just popped up. Figured I'd share some of that with y'all. We're not gonna get carried away, but it hopefully will help somebody. We were gonna bring the race trailer home today, but I don't know if you can tell, it's a little wet outside. It's been raining, so we did not bring the race trailer home because I'm also planning to get that finished for y'all also. So besides that, no more content on the Tahoe. The red Maverick is rolling. I have thought about it. I have battled with it for 2 weeks now to bring that thing inside the garage and start cutting it up. You can see it's over there and get going on it. But the problem, y'all, with that is it's gonna make a mess. So once I bring that thing in here, I've been cleaning this garage all up. Once I bring it in here, there's gonna be dust everywhere. Lots of welding, and it's just going to completely get dusty again. I like to work on it on the driveway underneath the pop-up tent, but we don't have the weather right now. We don't really have the perfect weather right now to be out there because it's been pretty hot, even though it is trending towards more of the 80s here. So if the weather cools off and I get one free weekend and my other race car stuff is done, such as the race trailer and all that, then we will jump on the red Maverick and make a little bit of ground. So make sure y'all stay tuned. We will get back on the race car. I just wanted to kind of update everybody where it is at so everybody kind of knows, because I'm sure y'all are expecting it to be back by now since I said 2 weeks, and that's just not the case. So I will catch y'all on the next video. Thanks, y'all. Have a good weekend.